very long-term series, you'll see, I mean, this tractor's fairly young, 41 hours. The Challenger we were running has about 112 hours on it. I just upgraded the harvester 2 streams ago. We were harvesting the first of our winter cereal crops and the canola. We've been running on a very small Fendt harvester for many seasons. Okay, we are now making Clover Hay by the looks of it, so that's a good thing. Now the problem with what I'm gonna have could be with identifying exactly what types of bales we have out on the field. And we'll get a better example of that as we go around and see what's already been dropped. This windrow is a little bit I mean, it does its job, but sometimes I'm getting stuff fit through, you know, fan 1 and fan 2 on the left side. So that there on the left is grass. That one should be Clover Hay. Actually, we could probably check it. I don't have to go far. That's clover. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I don't want clover. No, 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 no. Okay. That's grass. That's grass? Seriously. This is a little bit annoying. I might need to TED it again. That's light green, that's clover. Oh. Okay, this is turning out to be a little bit of a disaster. Okay, you take care, Heath Gaming. So, yeah, we'll turn this off. You have to TED clover twice? That's a bit sad. Okay, so all the bales that are currently on the field, I'm going to have to wrap them, which I wasn't intending to do. Okay, let's go get... We can. Oh no, this is okay. This is saying clover semi-dry. Yeah, semi-dry clover, which will bale into. Ugh, I've really messed up here. Okay, that's all the bad bales out. That's as close as I can get. Okay, I need to go back into the case. See, I make hay so infrequently. I am going to disconnect that, reconnect that, start the engine. So one of the things you can do is if you disconnect the piece of equipment on the back of your tractor and then reconnect it, it resets everything to do with the windrower. So now, in theory, once this is finished unfolding, now that is a different color. Okay, so we are now making Clover Hay. Okay, well, That's the thing. That's actually a good job I didn't run this as a train. If I have to run the windrower twice, or the tedder twice, that's a bit of an issue. Now what you could do is, if you wanted to run it as a train, then you get 2 tractors and 2 tedders, and that will give you your 2 stages of drying out the crop as needed. And keep going and back off. Okay, so woohoo. Let's do the tedding again. And then the thing with semi-dry crops, if you've got semi-dry grass, semi-dry clover, if you bale it, it just becomes straight grass or clover. There's no benefit to it being semi-dry. And once you've converted it into hay, it's hay. Hey, hey, hey. Oops, and again, crashing into the edge of the map. And what's not helping me here is the trees along the edge. Do I have tea? I should be drinking my tea before it gets cold. It's borderline right now. So I think maybe what I'll do, before we start the baling process again, I will run around the field and grab all of the bales that are out there. Take them up to the yard. I'll take them up to the yard and we can wrap them up there. Times like that I want an extractor. Extractors do not work on clover, so because that had been my plan, was to create bales, take them back to the yard and run them through the the Anderson extractor, which will create the big bale snakes of wrapped goodness. But like I said, the extractors don't work for clover. The Vicon Kverneland fast bale does work on clover, but you are limited to 4 miles an hour. Which is less than ideal on fields this sort of size. Whereas sort of the big square baler that we have, most of the in-game balers, most of the mod balers run at normal speed when picking up clover, so not so much of an issue. Actually, this is kind of handy, I think. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as we've finished heading this, I might run along the edge just with the baler to see what we end up with coming out the back of it. And then I'll take the tedder back up to the yard. We'll pick up the bale collection wagon and grab all of the bales on the field. Because these are kind of in the way, but I can use the case for that. Boop. And that's knocking me out of the ideal line that I want to take. So let's get back straight up again. But this, you know, it's kind of a shame. It would have been nice if Realismus and the farming agency had gotten together to work an interaction between Maize Plus and Seasons. Because Season gives us, if it rains, the bales will rot functionality, and that's not something that interacts with Clover. Clover, it's like grass in the base game, except you have to ted it twice, obviously. But it doesn't rot. Clover doesn't rot if you just leave it standing, and I've had loose and baled clover out in the open and in a shed, and just nothing happens to it. I did the same with Clover Hay, and same deal. Nothing happens to it. It just sits there. Whereas with hay, straw, grass will just rot over time, regardless of the weather, whether it's indoors or outdoors. Hay will rot loose or baled if it's outside, but is safe inside, and the same is true for straw. If you put grass or hay or clover hay into a silo of some type, I have a multi-fruit silo on this farm, because unfortunately, while the map supports triticale, spelt and rye, the silos don't. So I added a silo extension so that I can store the triticale, spelt and rye like I can with wheat and oats and barley. And that multi-fruit silo will also hold everything, clover, grass, the works. So I got a little bit of grass in that silo, and the reason for that is because I'm picking up grass, I'm cleaning up the sheep's troughs, and during the summer months they automatically replenish their grass from the field that they're in. So there's nothing you can do with the spillage, and if you want to keep your sheep clean, you've just got to shovel up the grass and put it somewhere else. I just ended up putting it into the silo because, well, I can put it somewhere. And I'm having some issues loading the sheep troughs with the grass product, and it's supposed to be the grass, clover, silage, maize, fresh maize. It says fresh grass or grass, I think, and then clover, and it won't accept any of them during the winter months. So the sheep are deficient in one of their 4 food requirements for the winter, and that's not good because that's breeding season. So you kind of want your sheep as healthy as possible, and if they can't get 25% of their food requirement, I don't think it's actually 25%, but yeah, as far as type of food is concerned, 25% of their food source is missing. That's kind of a problem. So what I might do last day of winter is cut the sheep feed, or last day of fall is cut the sheep field, and then use a collection wagon to pick up the grass and store it in the multi-silo. We're also running a test this year with maize, and I'm going to try and see if they will accept maize. I don't know that that's going to work, but we'll give it a go and see what happens. And it's going to be a very expensive test because I'm having to rent a forage harvester header. It's going to be a very manually labor intensive job on my part. See how that all works out, I guess. When we're done. Air temperature 69. That dry grass there should, if I stop tedding it, turn into hay. Again, we're nearly done with this job for the second time. We're still seeing I am deficient on one field tractor, I think. So I could do with another vehicle to haul the bale collection equipment. Worst comes to the worst, I can always use the truck and the auto-load trailer. I prefer not to do that unless I'm just pushed for time. So I think for the spelt, I did collect the straw bales and just run them off with the truck. Because the truck holds 30 bales and I think the bale collection wagon only holds about 28. So, not 28, it's 28 round ones, isn't it? I can't remember. It's probably only about 14, so yeah, I've got to go out twice with the bale collection trailer to collect the same number of bales. Anyway. This is nearly done. Yay, finally. I'm not even sure. I think it's possible to do this job with a worker. I'm just not sure the worker will be too happy doing it, since we're doing clover and sometimes non-standard grass crops are just, you know, it could look at what's here and say, well, you already tedded this, so why are you expecting me to do it again? Anyway. Variations in the tractor engine noise as we climb up hills and go down them. I think has to work a little bit harder going this way. I mean, this isn't a strenuous job for this particular tractor. We're running a big tedder, but tedders, you know, you could run this on a 125 and no problems. But all of a sudden the engine noise dropped off on the last pass because we started going downhill. Doesn't seem to be doing it this time. At least I thought it did. So it caused me a little bit of concern. Are we running out of gas or something? No? Okay. Okay, last pass at this end. We've got little block over there, and then we're done for the second time. And I'm hoping we don't have to do it all again. There is I am fairly certain that what we have here is now clover hay. Unfortunately, there's no way to test that theory without bringing a front loader and a bucket down here. I think I can get around it using the baler. So we'll try it. We'll finish off the current bale in the baler, and probably try and do as much of that with the crud around the edge of the field if I can. Might not have that option. And if it starts telling me that it's full of clover hay, then we'll run this tractor back up to the farm and gather all the bales that have been deposited around the field. So for right now, I will park this over here, ready to leave. So, how much do we need? Not too much. Okay. Oh, unfold. I think I have to unfold it. No, I folded it up. That was silly. Okay. Probably not the most efficient way of doing this, obviously. And actually, there's a whole lot of stuff along the top here in the hedge. And nab as much as I can. And then looks like that's all of it. And then there's a whole bunch over here along the map border. So again, grab what I can. I missed a little bit on the right there. And if we get up to about 3,900 litres, which could very well happen soon. Oh, I'm bouncing along the edge of the map border. Come on, we can do this. Okay, be very, very careful. Oh, you don't want to do that. Oh, poo. Okay, we'll stop trying to be fancy and just run along the bottom here and make a bale and then start the next one. So yeah, what I was trying to do there is, because I had complete garbage in the tank, was just use up the garbage grass along the edge of the map so that we could finish off that bale without using up any clover hay, potential clover hay, should I say. But I completely missed turning off the baler at 4,000, and so we gathered a little bit more too much grass and started the next bale. The problem with Farm Sim 19 is, there we go, Clover Hay it is. The problem with Farm Sim 19 is the bale takes on the aspect of the material that you first scoop. Okay, I can turn that off. I can unload it. So this is all garbage, grass and clover. Lift that up and pump that up and turn it off. Whereas in 17 and 22, a bale will take on the quality of material put in it last. So you can fill up a baler with 99% straw, go out, mow a field, ted it to create hay, and then go out and fill up the remaining 1% with hay, and hey presto, you now have a hay bale, in spite of the fact that 99% of it was straw. Doesn't happen with Farm Sim 19. With Farm Sim 19, as soon as I put grass in that baler, it's always going to be grass, and I can put straw in it, I can put clover in it, I can put anything else in it, it's always going to be grass until that bale comes out. Okay, I will clean the tedder off. Stop. Since we don't need that anymore. Sure, there was a dog there. He's probably crawled under the tractor. Nope. Okay, so we'll stick this in the shed down here with the wrapper. I'm going to need the wrapper later, but not right now. Could do I think what I'll do is I'll bring the clover and grass and stick it in the end of